Hey, Mike, what do Kelly Slater and PT have in common?
I don't know. They're both world champs?
Nope, they both own Endless Summer box set.
Oh my God, rad. You guys, you can get it too. The link's in the show notes. Hey, this is Mike with the Quivercasts, brought to you by quiverbuilder.com, an online community where you buy, sell, and surf for your next magic board. Good afternoon, folks. Today we're in front of the Whitlock Shaping Factory, and we're sitting with one of my all-time favorite guys in the whole surf industry, Mr. Rusty Whitlock. How you doing, Rusty?
Good.
All right, we're gonna get right into it. Hey, Rusty. So, when did you start surfing? At what age?
I guess I was. It was in 1959. I thought it was 1960, but my sister told me it was actually 1959. And I was 9. I would be 9 years old at that point.
Okay, so a couple questions. Where was your first wave?
My first wave was at State Beach, Beach Boulevard, Huntington Beach.
Okay, I know the area well. And who got you down there? Like, what motivated you to surf?
My cousin, he kidnapped me. He lived in Fullerton.
Okay.
He was older. He always had a car, so he must have been 16.
Okay.
He kidnapped me and took me with him to go surfing.
Now, what do you mean kidnapped?
Well, we had moved here from Oklahoma.
All right.
And it wasn't digging it, you know. And I came from living more or less in the country.
Okay.
And found myself in a concrete jungle right downtown Santa Ana.
All right.
Which is by the Orange County jail.
Okay.
I was right down in that general area. And so literally I thought I'd died and gone to hell, you know. And my brother, he'd already gotten expelled out of Santa Ana High School for fighting and stuff.
Okay.
And he was a real fighter. He loved to fight. My dad was in the Golden Glove boxing and all that kind of stuff years ago.
Okay. So your dad raised him to fight?
Yeah.
Like a good train.
Yeah. And yeah, it wasn't like in the gyms and all that kind of stuff, but just in the backyard.
You knew the basics.
The basics and stuff like that. And we had a punching bag and all that stuff. But we weren't dressed like Spider-Man and all, jacked out and stuff. It was just life, just life in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And
so you moved to Southern California. You decided, your cousin, right?
Yeah.
Decided that you needed something different, so you tried surfing.
Well, I was getting in a lot of trouble in school.
Okay.
And,
at
9 years old. Yeah. I was almost expelled out of school.
Okay.
But anyway, they because I was getting in a lot of trouble.
All right.
You
needed a little
defending myself. I found myself defending myself.
Okay.
And so my brother hated it. It was three of us: my sister, my brother, and me, and my mom and dad. Everybody hated it here.
Really?
And so my dad, and so we just said, man, let's just get out of here, So then I think they called my cousin, and he came and got me.
All right.
And he took me surfing. It was dead of winter, freezing cold.
No wetsuit.
No wetsuit, nothing.
How many guys were in the water? Nobody.
There was nobody.
Yeah.
There was nobody, and it was no wetsuits or anything. And the board probably weighed 45 pounds. You
Right.
can imagine.
And he surfed.
And he surfed. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. He's a young surfer from Fullerton.
Okay.
He lived in Fullerton.
So, did he surf the pier, or where did he surf? Is that his
He must
Beach
his
Boulevard?
go-to spot must have been because he took me. His go-to spot must have been Huntington, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah.
So then, you surfed, and then you were hooked.
Oh my God, that was it. You couldn't have blasted me out here with a ton of dynamite.
Really?
I fell in love with surfing.
So instantly, no Oklahoma.
No
anymore.
Oklahoma. Just don't get me past PCH Highway and the beach, and I'm going to be fine. And so my family eventually we ended up moving to Huntington Beach.
Okay, what year
by
was
the
that?
pier. We actually got there in '64.
Okay.
We got there in '64. It was a little detour going through where we were. We went from Santa Ana to Garden Grove.
All right.
And then finally we made it to Huntington Beach.
And then, Now you're surfing in those 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
Were you surfing a lot, or were you just surfing whenever you could, once in a while?
Well, when the year I was there, we lived about 2 years, I think, there in Santa Ana, a year and a half, something like that. Anyway, I was limited to going surfing,
Right.
you know. But then when I got to Garden Grove, we were just a shot away from Seal Beach.
Yeah.
So so I would just ride my bicycle over to Ray Bay
Okay.
and surf out there, and that's where I got introduced to all the whole, you know, Chuck Dent and freaking,
Really?
you know, John Boozer, all these guys from Huntington.
Yeah, what's up? Give me some names.
Yeah. Oh, there was just a bunch of guys who surfed from Huntington. I don't know whose house it was. I think it was Jack Haley's house or something like
Okay.
that. I know they were all there's these little cottages
Okay.
coming up from the jetty there,
All right.
from the parking lot. So I'd have to walk past them to get there, and they'd throw stuff at me and everything because I was a grom and everything, and they'd call me all kinds of names and stuff. And then and I didn't know who they were. I just knew to just stay out of their way, you know. And in the water, I'd stay out of their way and stuff.
Yeah.
But they were my peers. And then later on, it all tied in together because when I got to Huntington a little later,
Mm-hmm.
I'd already been, you know, at the bottom of the pecking order.
Okay.
So I already know who to stay away from and who to talk to, who not to talk to, and who to, you know, be in the water, be respectful to and stuff.
Right. And then did eventually those guys become your friends? Were
Yeah,
Were you
yeah.
always under them?
No, yeah, well, always kind of. Well, there was an age group there, an
Okay.
age gap, you know. So
Okay.
the older guys, they're pretty much dominating everything.
How much older were they?
They didn't have to, you know, because at that time I'm like 14 years old.
Right.
So these guys are. It's hard to say because none of them go to school, right? They're all thrown out of school, so it's not like they were.
So the big names of the early surf
was
industry didn't go to school.
yeah, most of that. Yeah, that became me too. You know, I followed into that
You
suit.
fell.
I went to school about one day a week.
Okay. Well, you
At
tried.
Huntington, I was at the Huntington High at that point.
You
know.
tried to go.
I did. The problem was I had to walk past the pier to get to school, and that was it. Even a bad day of surf was a good day. Was great.
Yeah,
You know,
better
just
than school.
Better than school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so you were then all of a sudden Huntington became your spot.
Yeah. Huntington was my
Were you
home.
stayed at the pier? Were you staying at Golden West Street? Where were you
No, I
surfing?
lived by the pier. I lived quite a few places. My mom and dad. At that point, my mom and dad had split up and divorced, and were going through a
Okay.
divorce. So I was unsupervised. I was living with my mom,
Okay.
and so I was pretty much just kind of running amok, you know, and just having a great time. To tell you the truth. Just surfing with no authority and stuff. And so I just surf, and so. And what was the question?
The question, I don't even remember.
Oh,
It doesn't even matter.
okay.
So, what was the lineup like there? Was it a heavy lineup?
Oh yeah. Well, you got to understand, you're out there with John Boozer, Herbie Fletcher. Herbie Fletcher was just ripping.
Okay.
He was actually same age as me, or still is the same age as me. Herbie was just tearing it up.
Okay.
And then you got, the Leonardo brothers, Bobby and Tommy Leonardo, Jackie Baxter, my God, Robert Coogan from Gordy. You had Gordy down by Golden West Street. More
Okay.
down by Golden. He's on, I think, 17th Street was his surf shop. I pretty much stayed at the pier. I got picked up by Greek Surfboards and was riding for Greek Surfboards.
Okay.
So that was my hangout
Okay.
on the north.
So from hanging out, where did you learn? So let's go. So let's forward a little bit. You became a shaper at some point. What was that?
Yeah. So before I met Greek, I was messing around with shaping with friends. We'd take an old, of course, everything was longboards back then. We'd
Right.
take an old board and break the glass off of it,
Okay.
and use the foam, and I would shape a board.
Okay.
Usually for my friends. And what had happened back when I was 13. Let me back up a little bit. When I was 13, my dad ordered. I was living in Garden Grove, and so I was going to Seal Beach. I was going into Ole's surf shop.
Okay.
I was in Ole's all the time,
Right.
and also Harbor Surfboards and those two places.
Okay.
But my dad ordered me a custom Ole surfboard, and I was 13 years old.
Rad.
And so I'd go down there every day and watch them. They built the boards right there, and Mickey Munoz was the salesman at that time. Yeah, and the shop's probably no bigger than the size of just a small place.
Okay.
And Ole was a neat guy, and Bob Olson.
Okay.
And so and every day I go there and I see the progress of my board,
Okay.
Well, then I got in trouble. I was in a situation. We were in a vacant house, and I went to juvenile hall and stuff. I didn't make it. I got arrested. Me and my friend, and we really weren't doing anything. It was some other kids that were there, started breaking out windows and stuff, and so we ended up getting blamed for it. So I ended up, my punishment was on the way home from the police station, a cold ride home with my dad. He let me know, informed me that I would no longer have that surfboard.
So did you ever get the board?
So then what happens is so the board was finished. I go in there and look at it every day, and because in the tail end it gotten finished.
Okay.
And so then what my dad, so I had the joy of going down and telling Bob Olson, Ole, that I got in trouble. He maybe told Ole what was going on, and I'm not going to be able to get the board. And
was it paid for at all? Or no?
Yeah, he got it paid for and everything.
Holy shit!
And so Bob Olson said, "Well, you don't go in vacant houses and blah 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 and stuff like that." I said, "Yes, sir, I know that and everything." So anyway, I don't know, maybe a month or two later, my dad, we're doing something. He comes home and he goes, "Rusty, come here, I want to talk to you." And you gotta understand, we're from Oklahoma. We're a different breed,
Yeah.
It's redneck. I mean, we're just, it's not like. I mean, when your dad says frog, you jump,
Yeah.
But he wasn't mean or anything. It's just that's just the way it was,
Okay.
Didn't say it twice.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so he comes out and he comes in. He goes, Rusty, he said, I want to talk to you. And I go, okay. He goes, what do you think about that going into that vacant house? And I go, well, I know I wouldn't do it again if I had to do it over.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. He goes, well, that, in so many words, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear you say. Because I think you kind of understand what's going on. I think you learned your lesson. And I said, yes. And I said, yes, Dad. Yeah, I did learn my lesson. And he goes, okay, well, I got something for you. And so we walk out to the garage, and I'm thinking it's going to be that Ole surfboard.
Yeah.
Right. I walk out there and I go, oh my God! Did I get the board, the Ole?
Yeah.
And he opens up the garage door. He goes, no, not quite that easy this time. You're going to make your next surfboard.
Wow.
I go, what? He goes, and he had the blank and the materials there. And he says, I got these materials from Ole. You're gonna come down. He's gonna explain to you how to do it.
Okay.
And you're gonna build it right here in the garage. So this
Rad.
one's not gonna be as easy.
Rad.
And I go, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, this is where you're gonna learn,
Okay.
So I went down. Ole showed me and everything, and I went down and I built my surfboard in the garage.
That was the start of
that was the start of
RW surfboards.
I guess you would say that was the beginning. Yeah, in '63.
All right, that's rad.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah, that's it. So it's, by punishment.
So who
I
got
didn't
your
know.
board that was shaped for you? Mickey
Well,
Mouse? Was he out there? On the pier on your board? You're like,
it's a beautiful board too. A 2-inch balsa wood string down the middle.
Wow.
That big old D. What you call now a D skeg?
Okay.
They weren't called that back then. Just a skeg. Oh, it was beautiful. Wood tail block, the whole works.
Nice.
That was standard. That was standard surfboards. But I don't know who got it, but I ended up making mine and riding it, and I ended up selling it later for $35.
Rad.
Well, and a brand new board was like, I couldn't believe it.
How much were brand new boards?
Like 125, 110 for a brand new board.
So did you beat the hell out of that one, or what?
It was just.
Did you ride it too?
I rode it all summer and everything, and I would be embarrassed if I saw it now, but I rode that thing and just had a blast. And then I saw through Chuck Dent was working over at Jack Haley's surf shop.
Okay.
So I walked through there. I go through there every day coming in, and I spotted a board I really liked in Jack Haley's.
Yeah.
And so I sold my board and bought that one.
Okay.
That used board. It was a used board.
All right. Wow, that's all time. So all the big names were like shoulder to shoulder with you. How was Mickey Moniz? Was he one of the hot shots out of the pier?
I didn't even know who he was, to tell you the truth. Yeah, until later on years. And
oh, really?
Later on, all of a sudden I go, well, dang, man, he was the guy that took my first surfboard order.
How old was he then?
And
teenager?
He was.
Or a little older?
God, he must have been. He was probably. I don't know how old Mickey is right now.
Is he still alive?
I hope he is.
Okay,
I hope he
so
is.
too.
I've never really had a chance to shake his hand and
okay.
just say, you probably don't remember me, but
Yeah,
back then
probably.
we were, but he was older than me. I was at that time. I was When I walked in, I was either 12 or 13.
Okay.
It's kind of, it varies a little bit there. I thought my sister keeps telling me is a year younger. You know, she just told me.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Mickey. Yeah, it was just. I mean, life, surfing life in those days was just unbelievably, wonderful.
I bet.
Just a blast.
The lineup was
Just
way
a blast.
Less crowded.
Yeah.
You got ground treatment. You know.
Yeah.
You had to earn your respect.
Yeah.
Earn your keep in the lineup.
You had to.
You give respect.
That's right. Yeah.
It ain't like that today.
Yeah, no, I'm shocked when I see the attitudes and stuff, and it's still ingrained in me.
Okay.
To just show respect,
Right.
and especially to the bosses out there and stuff,
Yeah.
But back in those days, and they weren't they just were good surfers, and they were hardcore, and you just didn't take off in front of them,
Okay, so now tell us a good surf story.
Surf stories. God, there's
have any?
many. I'll start by saying like this. Okay, today I'm disabled. I got thrown off a horse. Horse tried to kill me. It's been about 15 years ago now. I can't believe it.
But you're totally still in the surf industry.
Oh yeah, I'm still making. Thank God I can still stand. I can still walk. But I can't exercise. But anyway, so I am so glad that I literally lived my life to the fullest. Probably right up to that injury 15 years ago.
Right.
And because if I was waiting till now to retire and do everything right, I would be so bummed because I would have postponed everything. I'm not saying I recommend this, okay? I do to young people. I do. What I do recommend to young people is do both. Live your dreams and take care of business. Take care of responsibility. Be responsible, and do both.
Okay.
I just threw everything into living my dream.
Okay.
And I mean, from like I said, all the way from 14. I mean, really, when we moved to Huntington, it was on and cracking.
So every day was a surf story.
Every day. I can't. I wish where to even start. And from Huntington, we went to Hawaii.
Okay.
I got over to Hawaii in '69.
Wow. Yeah.
And everybody already gotten over there. All the guys, everybody from Huntington.
Okay.
And there's so many.
Did you walk
classes
in there in Hawaii with open arms?
Yeah.
Or did you still have to make friends?
Oh no, I walked right into the. I was already part of the pack, associated with everybody,
Okay.
Like for example, first we moved to Sunset Beach.
Okay.
And now in '69 I was over there living in a car, me and a friend of mine, a drummer. We had a band and stuff. We were young. We knew each other from kindergarten.
Right.
Goes way back, all kinds of crazy stuff. But we had a band. But anyway, we went to Hawaii in '69, and then we living in a station wagon, a Nova station wagon to be specific.
Okay.
And lived in that thing, and and then we came back. I had to come back to the mainland, and then I was here. I ended up back again in '72 with a wife and a 3-month-old baby, which was Corey.
Okay.
So we sold got rid of everything and moved to Hawaii with a band. I was in a band. We took my bass guitar player, drummer.
You going there to surf and shape, or were you going there to get your band famous?
I was going there with the band. Of course, I made surfboards on the side. I was making them.
I was keeping the money.
Just kind of but my main occupation was music, playing professionally. Clubs and different things in Hawaii.
What clubs? You remember?
We played in Waikiki. God, if there's another band,
it's probably a lot different now than it was.
Oh yeah. We were definitely weren't in Don Ho's club. That's for sure. Yeah.
Did you ever meet Don Ho?
I heard him, but but I never.
Seen him live.
I would hear him and stuff. I'd be outside here. I'd be hanging out on Kalakaua Boulevard in Waikiki, and I'd be out sitting out, and I could hear him performing and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because for whatever reason I was there for some reason sitting out there.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we played. These are clubs like hardcore clubs. They're at the Don Ho's at the one end by Diamond Head, going on that side. We were at the other end of Kalakaua, right there in Waikiki.
Yeah.
And I can't think.
Beginning of town.
Beginning of town. I can't in town. But it was the hardcore bar club.
All right.
And there was another band. If you ever could look them up, a band called Sassafras. That they were we always played in conjunction with them and stuff. And Andy Bumatai was real popular back then.
Okay.
Sicilian Capona were going off the charts at that time.
Okay.
And they were more of they were obviously acoustic Hawaiian, really great band.
Yeah.
They were playing, and we would play periodically in Waikiki. Our biggest thrust was playing, believe it or not, a lot of military clubs.
Oh, okay.
Played a lot of military clubs. Played a lot of luau's, luau's.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of luau's.
So were you having a party when you're working?
Oh God, yes. We played for Eddie Ical's Clyde Ical's birthday party.
Really?
Yeah, in Waimea Bay when it was before it was a park
That's
at his
rad.
family. The matter of fact, the movie. If you ever see the movie North Shore, I think it is.
Yeah.
And there's a party on the North Shore.
Okay.
They might have actually gleaned that from that didn't film it that night,
Yeah.
but was inspired by that party of Clyde's at his
Rad.
his parents' house where he grew
Rad.
up. And Clyde wanted to kill me. He was drunk and everything, and you got to remember this is Waimea. There's nothing. It's indigenous Waimea.
Yeah.
The houses have been there for hundreds of years, right?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like maybe two or three houses or so in the bay, and so that's where they grew
the valley
up,
right there.
in the valley.
Yeah.
And so and we're playing. It's going on. I mean, everybody from everybody's there. It's a huge party, and we're playing. We're the band, right? And so Clyde comes up, so he's drunk and everything, and so he wants to. We're playing whatever we're playing, and he wants to sing, So I give him the microphone, and he's singing along. He's having a good old time. He can barely see straight,
Yeah.
Well, about 2 or 3 songs, the crowd starts saying, "Okay, enough, Clyde. Okay, let
They've had enough
hey,
of
hey brother, let the band play, bro. Come on, let the band play." And so I'm the lucky one because I'm the lead singer, right?
Yeah.
I'm rhythm guitar and lead singer. And so they all look at me and my team, everybody, and they go, "Rusty, okay, get the microphone back,
Yeah.
So I'm standing, so Clyde, so we heard this, okay, and I kept trying to wind it out, and then so finally it came to the point where I said, okay, thank you, Clyde, okay, that's everybody, and he won't let go of that microphone, and we both got a hold of this microphone, and he abruptly pulls me straight up into his face. I mean, our noses are touching each other, and he's letting me know in no uncertain terms, that he doesn't like me. Freaking Hallie, who do you think? And I'm just going, oh my God, dude, he's drunker than a skunk.
Yeah.
And thank God, Eddie comes up and whispers in his ear, comes up to the side, and goes, hey bro, let that band play now. Come on, easy, come on, try wait now, back off. And then Clyde, he kind of backs off a bit and hands me back the microphone, and then we go on and we continue. I'm going, oh God, okay, thank you. And so we played the whole night and everything, and it was great. And that was just one night in particular there at Waimea Bay.
That's a rad story.
And if you see North Shore, you will see that's what was going. They didn't show us in the band.
That party was inspired
I think possibly that was inspired by that night. I think possibly,
Cool.
Because
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched
There's another band that was playing. It's called Praying Mantis. They weren't at that party. There was the Sassafras. Was kind of like our bands that were very.
Yeah.
We played a lot of clubs and things together. In Waikiki, it was Sassafras. We did a lot of stuff with Sassafras.
Okay.
In the North Shore and Hawaii University at the amphitheater, we played there a lot in the amphitheater concerts and stuff.
Right.
Another band called Praying Mantis.
Okay.
Now, they were really good, but we were just we would be similar to say Leonard Skinner type.
Yeah, nice.
Of course,
doesn't seem very Hawaiian.
No, that's why it just went over so big. We won. They had a big at Blaisdell. I think it's called Blaisdell Arena. It's a big convention center in White. It was new.
Okay.
It holds 30,000 people. It was standing room only at a Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
And we won that.
Nice.
Yeah,
So you thought you were going FCA all the way.
Oh God, we already had a recording contract heading to Nashville.
Nice.
We got picked up by we were.
So what happened?
What had happened was I found myself at a fork in the road. I could either be a rock star, continue on and be a rock star.
Which,
we were there. I mean, we were with a group called War. Our band was called Someday Peace. Someday Peace. And it wasn't like we were hippie. If you call me a hippie, I'd get upset. I'm not a hippie.
Yeah.
I'm a long-haired surfer that plays music, And
with boys from Oklahoma?
No, I was
the one guy was, right? Or is that a different time?
Let's see. No, he was from Garden Grove.
Oh, Garden Grove.
Yeah,
okay,
Garden Grove.
okay.
Yeah, he's from Garden Grove.
So which California kids?
Yeah, these are all California, and but my dad was a country singer.
Okay.
Also, he was a semi-professional country and western singer. So I grew up with playing in bands, with him, because I don't, that was just every night. I mean, every weekend we're playing.
So surfing and music, they came hand in hand.
Oh
right?
yeah. And so here I was. Oh darn! Here I am at backyard. We moved to Sunset, which is a backyard, right?
Yeah.
So in the morning I go out and I'm at backyards. We lived at Mad John's Courtyard. That's historic right there. So I walk out I'm looking at backyards. To my left is Sunset, which is 100 yards away or so.
Yep.
Straight out front's backyards. Phantoms during the wintertime would break right there in that that channel. Then I got Velzyland right there. So in the morning I'd come out and have my coffee and I'd check out. I wasn't too much into Sunset. I met my match at Sunset. I found out quickly.
Tell us that story real quick.
Oh man,
a short version.
Oh my God! I'll just make it short. If it wasn't for Sammy Hawk and Al Chapman and Philip Hernandez, who's no longer with us today, I wouldn't be here today. I literally would not be here today. And those guys, because Sammy, we were both from Huntington. Obviously Al was from Newport, but I was real good friends with Al and Sammy and all those guys. And so they sat with me at Camiland during the summertime, because now we moved back, right? We're back there. We moved back it was in '72, and during the summer, '72, Sammy and Al, they set me down at Camiland on the beach here, underneath the banyan tree, or whatever they call it.
Okay.
And they said, okay, Rusty, now, okay, we're looking at sunset, right?
Yep.
It's snorkeling conditions. And they go, okay, now when winter comes, this is going to be treacherous. These are some gnarly waves out here.
Okay.
And what you want to walk, and don't worry, because we're going to be, you just follow our lead, just trail with us, But you got to remember, if there's a west bender that comes in on the west. It comes in and it'll wrap in and it'll dump into we call it west bowl. Yeah. If that thing comes through, and it always does. They said your first instinct is going to be paddle to the left to get around the shoulder of it.
Yeah.
You're going to be paddling left.
It's going to swing.
Don't do that, because when that thing comes through, it's going to switch over into the deep right there, and you're going to paddle. You're going to find yourself right in the impact zone, and you probably won't survive it. And so I go, oh, okay, this is sounding real, like a lot of fun,
Yeah.
And they said, so what you do is you paddle to the point, so paddle. It's going to be the most unnatural thing you can do, because when that thing's coming in, you're going to be paddling what you think is into the impact zone, and you want to keep going to the left to get around, but it's going to move over where you're going to. So paddle to the right. And so, okay, just trust us on this, okay? Okay. Well, then now September, October comes around. Huge swell. All the radio stations and everything are broadcasting 21 feet today at sunset on the North Shore. 21 feet waves. And so I've got a little 7-foot surfboard that Greek had made me. It's called the Maui Special. And it's his version of a Hawaii gun, and you're in trouble when Buzzy Trent comes paddling by on a 9.8 or something, and Al's coming out like on a 9-footer, and Sammy and all those guys. Sammy's riding an 8.4, all these carriers, and Philip Hernandez and all these guys.
You were way undergun.
Oh God, I was so, and it was so strange, because I went out. Well, I'll give you a real short version of it.
Okay.
So it's in the afternoon, late afternoon. Okay. So then it gets bigger and bigger and just getting bigger. I mean, I had never seen, of course, no leashes, right?
Yeah.
I have never seen anything like this in my life. And I was a good surfer, but I mean, this was like, oh my God. And I'm paddling over waves. Now it's getting late. It's starting to,
it's dark, kind of?
Starting to, so then Sammy knows, I'm sitting way outside, and Sammy and Al and those guys are yelling, Rusty, come on, dude, get it. I go, that's okay, I'm fine. I'm just going to stay out here for a while. We can't catch anything. I go, I know, I don't want to catch anything. I want to live to see tomorrow. Well, all of a sudden I'm the furthest one out, right? And all of a sudden these sets come, they start coming through. They look like Catalina Island coming, stacks of them, not just, I mean stacks of them. They're all feathering at the top and everything. And I'm going, oh, and I just start paddling on this little freaking toothpick, you know, and I'm trying, and I'm getting over these waves, just making it over. They're huge. I've never seen.
And there's bigger ones behind it.
Oh, and I just hit the top. I look, I go, oh my! I just got to keep going. I got to keep going. So I get out. So then I finally get out, and I get out there, you know, and it's kind of it slows down. There's no such thing as a real lull, you know. It just, I mean, there's a little bit of a pause, you know. And I look back, and not one person's left. Everybody's swimming. Everybody's swimming. Sammy, Al, all those, everybody. Barry Kanayapuni, everybody you can think of, you know, Clyde. I mean, you know, everybody's swimming. Everybody lost their boards. They're swimming in. And I'm looking, oh my God. And now the sun is starting to go down, right? And now my backup, my mentors, I was supposed to follow, they're gone. And the sun is literally setting. The sun's setting over at Kaina Point, I think, over there.
Oh my God!
And so then, and I look up, and here comes that monster, the sets of the day, and I'm going, oh my God! So I start paddling. I find myself at that west bowl coming through, and I'm literally crying. I can't explain the depth of the whimper, the cry. It was a cry whimper in my soul, deepest part of my soul. And this thing looks like a freaking, I don't know, 3-story building coming at me. And I'm paddling, and I'm going to the left, just the natural thing to do to get around the shoulder. Yeah. And all of a sudden it dawns on me, oh my God, this is exactly what they were saying. And I just said, this is the most stupid, I can't believe it, but I got to do it, you know. I changed direction, I started heading to the point. And that thing, when it heaved over, I came over on the right side of the shoulders. That thing, and I went up the side of that thing. It went over. It was like a dragon sound that I've never heard in my life, other than a freight train or something. Just the roar of this. I'm looking down the trough to this thing. I'm just going, oh, and it hit, and it spit out the side and threw me out to the side here. And I go, oh my God! And so I keep going, and I get out to sea. Now it's dark. The sun has gone down. The street lights are coming on. Worst nightmare ever. The street lights are coming on the coast highway there, on the Cam Highway. And I was going, oh my God, and the car lights and stuff. And so I'm thinking, and the chop, the Kauai Express, the RIP.
Okay.
Now, you know, you get caught in that, you get picked up by a helicopter, right?
Right.
It's dark, you know, and nobody even knows. Nobody, I mean, those guys, they're all gone home. I'm out there. I'm on my own. I'm on my own. They he'll figure it out. I was, you know, and that's Huntington style, you know.
Oh,
and
shit.
So finally, I paddle over towards Cammyland, and I paddle in through the Kauai Express, the chop, and and it's really choppy. You're paddling against it, you know. Okay. And I was and my worry was all through this whole thing is if I lose my board, I am done. Yeah. I'm out to sea because I'm going out to sea, and I no leash or nothing, you know. And I'm just paddling against all this chop that's going out, and then I finally get to the shore. I pull up.
No wave caught? Nothing?
No.
Did you catch a wave that day at all?
You know, I caught some waves earlier, yeah. Okay. And
but
it kept getting bigger and bigger. And I have never seen.
Out of your league? I mean,
oh
how
God!
Would you describe it?
It was. What is so strange is when I paddled out. It was probably I'm guessing 4:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Something like that. You know.
Okay. It's dark at 7.
Beautiful, like Rincon. It's just nobody out. I'm going, wow, and I keep hearing on the news. Because this is the first swell of the season, right? Okay. Or something. And you can go date this thing back. It would have been September or October of 1972.
Okay.
Okay. If somebody wanted to look it up.
All
okay.
Right.
And
folks, you guys all hear that?
Yeah.
Get on the internet and look that up.
Yeah. And so I. But before, so I'm surfing out. It's like trestles or Rincon.
Yeah, you're having a ball.
I'm having a ball. I'm thinking, where's everybody at? I mean, this is unbelievable.
Right.
Well, then all of a sudden, and everybody's talking about. They're all waiting for this thing to hit, right?
Yeah.
And they're on the beach. Everybody's kind of hanging out and stuff.
Yeah. Chilling.
Just chilling. And then all of a sudden, I take off right in, and I kick out, and I look at, and here's these sets coming. big. So I paddle out, and then I get over those things. I go, whew, boy, where'd that come? Those are some cleanup sets. Look up, here comes some more bigger ones. It went from probably 4 to 6 foot faces.
Okay.
Perfect ways, you know.
Yeah. Hawaiian style?
No, I always I measure by the front. I'm sorry, I surf the front of a wave, not the back of it. So I have a real, I am a real, I call waves out by the face of the wave.
So rippable fun.
Yeah, I'm surfing, 2 foot overhead, 3 foot overhead waves. You know, perfect waves.
Yeah.
And then it goes bigger with just within the next set, it goes up probably double the size. Then you paddle, get over that. All of a sudden, the next set it goes double. It went from 6 to 8 foot faces. Okay. Which in Hawaii they call it 6 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. It went from that to Hawaii calling it 21 feet.
Oh my God.
21 foot. And I just found myself climbing over mountains. And then I knew it was like I said, Buzzy Trent comes paddling by. I'm going, oh shit, oh dear.
Now they say what's up to you?
Oh yeah, he goes,
you're under gun.
Hey bro, he goes, hey, and Buzzy's the one said it. He goes, hey bro, or he goes, he's a Holly guy, but he's a Hapa Holly. He goes, hey man, he goes, hey, 21 feet today, huh? I'm going, oh really? And he only goes out when it's huge,
Really? Okay.
And so anyway, so I made it alive. I wouldn't be here if Al and Sammy. I owe my life to Al Chapman and Sammy Hawk, and rest his soul, Philip Hernandez.
All right. Well, there's their thank you right there.
Yes.
Thank you guys. I wouldn't have an interview today. That's super fun.
Now I need to interview them. They got some good stories.
I gotta probably
go fly to Hawaii.
Well, I might need to do.
I'll arrange it.
There you go.
I can make it. I can arrange it. I'm telling you.
And folks, that was part 1 with Rusty Whitlock. Tune in next week for part 2. Please check out my Instagram, quiver_cast, and you can message me there. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. And new music is brought to you by Sal Pedroza. Thanks, Sal. Also brought to you by quiverbuilder.com, an online community where you buy, sell, surf for your next magic board. And I'll see you in the lineup. Hey, you guys, Endless Summer box set. This thing is legit. It's authentic, numbered certificate in it. It has a 5-frame film strip from the original print. You will literally own a piece of history. It has a specially minted bronze medallion. Dude, that thing's sick. Okay, there's so much more here. Go to the show notes. There's a link on there. Go check this piece of history out. This thing's rad. Seriously. Smithsonian American History Museum has it. It took 4 years of research with 3.5 in production, all hand assembled. This thing's rad. There's so much to this awesome box set. Remastered DVD, sharper images than the original film, but dude, this thing's so sick. Link in the show notes.